time to reflect on some of the success that we've had because of people like you that said, I want to be a part of this. Who here has gone solar in the audience? Wow. And these are, yes. Who has an electric vehicle? Electric vehicle and solar. Pretty awesome. Who here is partnered to bring a solar co-op to their community? It's amazing. And who here is some of our excellent installers that we have in Virginia? And speaking of installers, we'd like to thank the 3 installers that have helped support this event. So we have Baseline Solar out of Blacksburg, Virginia, now expanding to Richmond. Is Alan here in the audience? All right, Alan, thank you for coming. We have Convert Solar out of Virginia Beach. Anybody from Convert? Chat? Thank you. And then we have Segura Solar out of Waynesboro, Charlottesville. Anybody from Segura? Surprised there's not one. All right. Well, the exciting thing is we've watched these solar contractors, these Virginia-based solar contractors, grow literally from a handful of guys in a pickup truck to now expanding to regional powerhouses, creating jobs and helping people direct control and benefits and save on their energy bills with solar. So we're grateful for them. But a little bit of a reflection, since I was lucky enough to join Solar United Neighbors after seeing Anya speak in 2014. Since that time in Virginia, Solar United Neighbors has facilitated more than 840 solar installations, all the way from Abingdon to Arlington. This is where we've worked. This is 6 megawatts worth of installed capacity, about $18 million worth of retail solar sales directed back to local and regional economies. And perhaps what we're most proud of is we built a network of about 10,000 solar supporters here in the Commonwealth that are fighting for advocacy and fair solar policy. So it really is a pleasure to work with you all here in Virginia. Taking a step back from an organizational perspective, Solar United Neighbors is now in 13 states. We're the only organization that is uniquely positioned to represent solar owners and prospective solar owners. And in the 13 states that we've worked in, we've actually facilitated 4,500 solar installations and counting. That's 36 megawatts worth of solar. That's an industrial scale of solar on individual rooftops. And it is about close to $100 million worth of retail solar sales. But again, what we are most proud of is the work and the fact that we're able to facilitate your voice. That really is our job. And the voice of the solar movement is actually really diverse. There are people in this audience that did not vote and will not vote the same way that we did in the last election. And they are just as fierce a solar advocate as you. And there are people that are working together. The solar movement forces us to rethink a zero-sum game. Really, the fact that we're all working together benefits everybody else. So again, this solar Congress is not just about us and the work we do, it's about building your power. And so what I would urge you to do is start to combine inspiration, which I hope you'll get, with practical action. So the Congress itself is here to give you those tools. So we have breakout sessions on technology, electric vehicle, battery storage, basics of solar. But we're also going to talk about grassroots support for solar and fair policy, how to bring your schools or your church solar. We're going to talk about reforming rural electric cooperatives. And we're going to also give you the tools to have the important conversation that we need to have about equity. It is about time that we start to have that conversation because we need to include communities of color, all demographics, and rural communities in our transition to this energy system. If we, by not including them, we are weaker, right? So we need to build that power. And so I would just leave you with the fact that we can be as powerful as we make our minds up to be. So again, this conference is about building your power. Connect with other people. There are tons of experts in the audience that have done solar, that have taken their community solar, adopted the technology. Connect and also build on the tools that you will get. So I would like to turn this over to Henry Broaddus for some brief remarks. It is a pleasure to be in this position to help facilitate your voice. I really, you know me, I don't really like to get up early in the morning, but I'm always excited to get up and do this type of work. So I will introduce Mr. Henry Broaddus. Henry Broaddus is Vice President for Strategic and Public Affairs at William & Mary, where he gets to do creative things with smart people. He oversees the Office of Economic Development and Business Innovation, Enrollment, Government Relations, Sustainability, and University Communications. Henry's a pretty busy guy. He also leads university-wide projects related to entrepreneurial activities and operational efficiencies. Outside of his role at William & Mary, he was gubernatorial appointee to the Virginia Scenic Rivers Advisory Board. He was board member for Virginia Conservation Network. And as the owner of a family farm in Hanover County, Virginia, he has entered into an agreement with Sun Energy, a solar developer based in North Carolina, to build a 28-megawatt solar farm there. So I'd like to introduce Henry Broaddus of William & Mary.
Thanks, Aaron. And Aaron is such a great leader in this sector. He's been a great partner with our Office of Sustainability, as he mentioned, in setting up a solar co-op. We're in our second round of that this year and have information available for those of you who are here to learn more about that opportunity. I'd also just commend Aaron for acknowledging that in 2014, he remembers how his future boss made him feel, but not what she said. I'm imagining there's an annual review somewhere that says he still doesn't listen to her. We really are delighted to have Solar United Neighbors as a partner. We are delighted at William & Mary to have all of you here on our campus for this outstanding program. Our school colors are green and gold. I'm fond of pointing out that green is an ethos as well as a color. And I would say to this audience on this occasion that gold is rays of sunshine. We are very committed to solar energy. Calandra Waters Lake, our Director of Sustainability, presided over a meeting of our Committee on Sustainability just last week, where we approved funding for a 6.4 kilowatt pole-mounted solar installation that will power the Daily Grind, our coffee shop on campus. This will be a very important visibility project for us because students will be able to walk within that array. We're going to have all of the latest dashboards and technology to explain how solar works and to promote it. And we're also very excited to be on the cusp of making some bigger announcements that I am not going to break news with you here this morning to make, but let me just say that by the end of this calendar year, you will be seeing news about William & Mary doing some bigger things in this space. Our president, Catherine Rowe, is an enormous enthusiast for solar. She's also a proud driver of a Tesla. So she is part of this tribe as well as our tribe. And we really are so delighted to have you here this morning. In addition to all the things that are going on in the present, I want to leave you with just one thought that takes us back to the beginning and sort of an aspirational prospect. As many of you know, William & Mary is, of course, the second oldest institution of higher education in this country. It actually predates this country. We were founded by royal charter in 1693. And William & Mary has an interesting distinction of being the only U.S. university to have a seal that was issued by the British College of Heralds. It's actually on one of the wall hangings right outside of this room, so you might see it. Well, one interesting thing is if you get a charter and a seal before you have a campus, you have to depict something that actually doesn't end up looking like the campus at all. In that seal, there's a domed building, for example, that does not exist. But there's a neat convention in heraldry It's called Sun in Splendor. You've probably seen it many times. It's a sun with a human face on it, and it usually has these really powerful rays coming from it. Generally, they appear either with 11 or 16 because rays of sun, because we overachieve at everything in William & Mary. We of course have 16 on ours. But what is neat is that the first description of that seal in text dates back to 1694. And it described it the following way. It said, "A college building or buildings in silver on a green field with a golden sun at half orb against a blue sky." And what I would suggest to you that we are doing together in partnership this morning, our sustainability interns, our eco ambassadors, faculty and students from William & Mary, and all of you friends who are visiting, is we're doing what we can to complete that sunrise. And it is worthy work that we look forward to pursuing with you. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Glenn Brand. I'm the Vice President of Policy and Advocacy for Solar United Neighbors, and I'm based in our DC office. And I really want to thank everyone for coming out. This is an amazing turnout. To see so many people taking a Saturday to be a part of building the solar movement in Virginia is incredibly inspiring for I think everybody, but I really want to thank you on behalf of myself and also Solar United Neighbors. I wanted to draw attention to your packet for a couple of important advocacy materials, and I know not everybody is interested in advocacy, though I hope to change your mind and to engage on some level. But if you take a look at it, the first thing I want you to notice is a piece of paper in here that says we support the following policies. Now, this is not a full list of all of the important priority solar policies that the legislature is going to look at this session in 2020. But these are some of the ones we anticipate. Now, with the shift in the politics in the State House, we could see even more policies, things like RGGI, or there could be all kinds of things that could occur. But these are some of the things that are at stake. So these are pretty significant policies. And as I think many of you already know, a key part of expanding solar use, solar access across the country is strong support of solar policy. So this is a very big part of building the market. And there are a number of obstacles that Aaron referred to. I think a lot of people know about them in Virginia. There's an opportunity to really address those. So this gives you a sense of the substance of the policies, and if you're interested in finding out more about these policies and what you might be able to do to help support them, I encourage everyone to, during lunch, I'm going to be leading a little discussion about this stuff at 1:15 in the Holly Room. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, go over there with your lunch and we can talk about it. Second material I want to draw your attention to is this solar grassroots lobbying tips. This is a 2-pager. So this is sort of a 101 of the kinds of things that citizens can do as a citizen grassroots lobbyist. So we'll be talking about this. There's more materials like that, but it gives you a sense of what we're talking about when we talk about lobbying. And then for things that you can do today, you'll notice there's a postcard. There are 2 identical postcards in each packet. One of them is to go to your delegate, and the other is to go to your state senator. So if you would please consider signing this postcard, putting your address down here so we can find your state reps. We'll be glad to fill that out and mail them for you if you'd like. And so all you have to do is go and drop them off in a little box by the t-shirts. So I don't know if you can see where the t-shirts are, but somebody who's by the t-shirts, wave your hands. Way back, there you go, right there. So you can just drop those off, that would be great. And if you know the name of your state delegate or state rep, you can put it here and we'll fill out the rest. If not, we'll look it up for you. So this is a real concrete step you can take. Not super important, but it helps, right? When they all of a sudden start getting 200, 300 of these things, it helps quite a bit. Finally, this is not your packet, but it's on a table back there. This is a platform that we created. It's called I Love My Solar. I Love My Solar. That's kind of catchy, I think. But you can create a postcard there. You can sort of upload a photograph. This is particularly for solar homeowners or businesses that have solar. You can upload a photograph of your system and a picture of you and your family if you'd like or not. And then you can hit a button. We'll print those out and then we mail them to your congressional delegation. There's one that we built for the extension of the Solar Investment Tax Credit, the ITC, and that's at itc.ilovemy.solar, itc.ilovemy.solar. So if you take that step, that's another thing, easy thing you can do to help promote solar. I want to, if you're interested in lobbying in 2020 on the solar policies, there's a couple things you can do. We're going to have, and we're going to either create our own solar lobbying day, citizen lobbying day, or we'll participate in one with the community. If you're interested in that and you want that kind of support, let us know, and we'll start letting you know what's going on and how you can get involved. That doesn't necessarily mean going to Richmond. It could. It could also mean meeting with your reps in district. If you're interested in that, please send an email to vateam@solarunitedneighbors.org, vateam@solarunitedneighbors.org. So thanks again very much for coming out here. It's very inspiring to see so many people show up to be a part of building a more powerful solar movement. So thanks again.
All right, I have some final logistics for you too. Glenn gave you a really good overview on some policy opportunities. And I'd say the first thing, just to make a little correction, it's not like we have the opportunity. On the first two things, to eliminate the 1% cap on net metering, we are going to do that. So so you mark my words, we are going to do that. So anybody from the utilities in here from Dominion, just let you know, that's going to happen. And the second thing that we're going to do is that we're going to eliminate limits on taking schools, churches, and governments facilities solar here. So utilities, now you know what you're going to do in the General Assembly session for 2020. And that's just a few things. But a few things on logistics and some final notes. So again, Glenn referenced our schedules here, and you have a paper schedule with a number of sheets, including those postcards. So after this, we are going to do something. Spoiler alert, we're going to take a picture. So a big group picture, and we're going to figure out the best place to do that right after we adjourn here. But you will see the workshops listed, and at 10:35 a.m. shortly after, we have 3 different solar workshops. Please make sure that you know what room it is. This is Matoka room. We have the Dogwood and Holly rooms over there. We have 2 morning sessions. The first one starting at 10:35 a.m. The second one, 11:40 a.m. That's the typo. You saw that. It is 11:40 a.m. and those will be in the same room. Please make sure that you are aware of where those rooms are. Afterwards, we will have a free lunch. Again, thank you to William and Mary, all the volunteers and supporters that have made this possible. And then after lunch, we will break for our afternoon sessions. As you turn it over, you will have a 1:55 session in the three different breakout sessions. During the lunchtime, there's going to be a couple different things. We're going to be treated to an a cappella performance by the gentlemen of the college. We'll have the solar policy training that Glenn referenced, and then we'll have an EV showcase. So if you go out into the parking lot 8, it will be kind of an informal way to discuss electric vehicles with solar owners. So again, I would like to thank you all. Yes, there
are quite a few EVs that couldn't get into that lot, so maybe if you're in that lot and you don't have an EV, maybe we could trade places.
that would be great. Yeah, thank you for the informal announcement. So yeah, that parking lot is number 8. I think I'm, Henry, where am I oriented? Is it that way, right?